Stop wasting precious energy. Today, I'm going to give you the fastest, most efficient way to level up your champion. We get tons of champions in this game that we need to build, and I want you guys to be able to build this in the most efficient way possible, the easiest way possible. So we're going to break this down into a nice quick guide, and I might even mention something that you didn't know about. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually collecting your daily login reward. It can be really easy to forget this if you're already in the game and it's reset. So just make sure you hop over here, collect what you need to, because there is a ton in here that you will actually need for your champion, whether that's energy to train them, an XP boost to train them even faster, chickens so you don't actually have to do any training and they're there waiting for you, and even XP brews. So make sure that you do remember to actually collect this. This is probably the easiest way to actually get yourself some of these champions that you're gonna need to level up and use as fodder. That's simply by using your mystery shard. So going in there, pulling a ×10. The nice thing is this also takes care of your daily quest, which if you only want to pull 3, you can do that as well. I even did my weekly quest just by pulling 25 of them. And chances are in here, you are going to get yourself your uncommons, but also some of your commons. So in here, once you have those champs, head over to the tavern, and this is where you can upgrade their level or upgrade their rank. The way that I like to do it is I will go ahead and grab one of these guys, and then this is where I'm going to feed it all those commons until I get it to max level 20. And then from there, I will actually go ahead and upgrade the rank, and that will bring it over to a 3-star. So once I have it from here, I might even level this up even further, and then eventually I will go ahead and feed it. Most important thing in here is just really not to feed your rares, because you don't want to be feeding rares to each other. That is just a big waste of it. That's not the way to do it. It's just not an efficient way to do it. So don't be feeding rares to each other. Instead, go ahead and actually level things up, unless you also have some chickens. So chickens are another great way to do some of the upgrading of the rank. Speaking of the chickens, why do we get so few? I wish there was a way for us to get more. If they showed up in the market, I would be buying 3-star, 4-star, 5-star chickens. If they showed up in the market, that would be the dream. So Clarion, please give us more chickens. But yeah, when you're in the tavern, this is where you're gonna do your upgrading of your rank and everything, and just making sure what you're actually feeding and do want to feed, and doing it in a way that you're not going to be wasting EXP, and ways that you can use these guys potentially better. This brings us over to the campaign. So say you've gone ahead, you've pulled a bunch of mystery shards, and you have some of those uncommons ready to be leveled up. Campaign, you want to go ahead, get yourself a solid campaign farmer, somebody that can do it quickly and somebody that can run it with 3 fodder. So I always suggest going to 12, and it's either going to be 12-3 or 12-6 depending. So 12-6 is going to give you slightly more EXP. Personally, I like 12-3 because it also gives you the shield, which you can sell for even more silver. I think it's a nice balance of the EXP and the silver. So this is where you actually want to do some training. Nice thing is that we now have super raids in here, which makes it even easier for us to go ahead and train, because now rather than doing one, technically you're doing twice the amount of runs at a time. So go ahead and pick whoever your campaign farmer is. Mine, of course, is Bellower, and I would throw in 3 of these fodder with him and send him on his way. If you want to be even more efficient, you can set up multi-battle, you can edit your queue, and get a stack of them ready to go. So after those, say I keep selecting, not the 1-star, but I keep selecting these guys, and say I'm good with that, I hit confirm, start background multi-battle. I'm gonna actually let it do its thing. It's either gonna go until they're leveled up, or I'm out of energy, or out of multi-battles, depending. While they're actually leveling up, that's when I'm gonna go to my tavern, and then I will go ahead and do some of my upgrading of the rank in here. So campaign, most important thing, get yourself a solid campaign farmer. While you're in campaign, you're also going to notice that you may actually get yourself some of these fodder along the way, because some of the drops, they actually do have 3-stars. They even have some 2-stars, and some of these rare 3-stars are even good, and you might actually want to build them. So as you're in here and as you're farming, you might actually get some champions that you can also use to further level up and evolve. Another easy way to actually grab yourself some more fodder is check your market. It is actually worth it for you to make sure you go ahead, buy these mystery shards, but also to buy the uncommon champions. It is a low price for the silver that you need to actually get them. It is a great way for you to actually increase and get yourself some more uncommons that you can use as fodder further down. So make sure you are checking this hourly when you're on and playing the game. and make sure that you're buying them. Next, make sure that you are making use of your guardian ring, and specifically the sparring pit. This is a very easy way to passively level up your champions, especially throwing champions in here that you may not be using right now, but you'll use down the line. For example, I have a champion in here level 58 out of 60. I am not using her yet. I do not have gear on her yet, but I can throw her in here and eventually she is going to level up. Another way to do this is just throwing in champions you're eventually going to use as fodder. As I said, you throw them in here. It's a passive way to do it. They can level up overnight, and before you know it, they're going to be max level. Swap them out for someone else. I do suggest unlocking all 5 of those slots at least, so you are making the most of this. I want to know, what are some of your guys' favorite ways to efficiently level up some of your fodder? Comment down below. Let's help new players out with some more tips. Another way that I do actually like to level up my champions allows me to do 2 birds and 1 stone, and that is bringing them over to Minnow stage 15. When I say bringing champs over here, I don't mean the fodder that you're going to go ahead and feed, but I mean those champions that you're kind of passively building. You're going to use them, but you're not using them quite yet. This is a good way to get them a couple levels, but also to get their masteries if you don't want to use gems. So what you'll go ahead and do is say, toss out whoever is already done or you maybe don't need right now, and then go ahead and put that unit in there. So for example, Godseeker Aniri recently got her, and you're probably thinking, see, didn't you have like a 6-star soulstone on her? Well, I was actually lucky enough to pull her on both of my accounts, and I do plan on building her. So be sure that you subscribe so you're able to see that video. I know I need to actually build her, so I want to bring her into here. I'm gonna need her for Sand Devil. So this is a great way for me to go ahead, get some levels on her at the same time I'm getting some masteries. So going ahead, tossing some champions in here and then letting them do their thing. It's a great way to, as I said, you kind of level them up a little bit, but then you can also complete their masteries in case you don't want to use gems on everyone. And in case it's not a champion that you want to be able to use right away and you have a little bit of time, then this is a good way to do that. If you want to get this done even faster, then there is an easy way to do that, and that is simply to increase the EXP you're getting in these battles. One of the first things you can do is activate an XP booster. The nice thing here is it gives you 100% more EXP. Essentially, that is like a ×2 EXP when you are running your battle. What I like to do is make sure that if I can do this during a champion training event, it's even better, but making sure I have champions waiting and ready to actually be leveled up. So I'll get a stockpile of champions, stockpile of energy, and then I will go ahead and actually start running all my battles. Now, if you want to increase this even more, then you can get yourself the raid card. I personally get myself that gold raid card. I find this to be incredibly helpful. You get 20% XP from campaign battles, 20% silver, and then 70 extra multi-battles. I am using so many more multi-battles now that we not only have the super raids, but the background battles. So that is making me run through these even faster. I definitely think the raid card is worth it for that. And it's actually going to go ahead and stack on top of that XP boost, which is even better. Now, if there is a Forge Pass going on, then you're increasing that even more, because in the Forge Pass, that also gives you the Forge Pass raid boost. So depending on what level you're at, it's gonna depend how much XP you get out of here. So level 1 giving you a 10% XP boost on silver, level 2 another 10%, level 3 another 10, level 4 and level 5, all the way up to a 50% XP boost. So if you are combining your Forge Pass raid boost, an XP booster plus a raid card boost, then your champions are set. You are going to be flying through these champions. So like I said, make sure you have a stockpile, but this is a way to get them leveled up even faster. If you download Raid Shadow Legends using my link, I'm actually going to start you off with the free legendary champion on day 1, and then at level 10, level 20, and level 30, you'll get yourself an epic. That is 4 amazing champions that you can get just by downloading using my link. Those are some of the ways that you can make sure that you are leveling up your champions even faster and doing so in an efficient way. If you have any tips on how you like to level up your champions, then leave those comments down below. If you found this video helpful, then be sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!